Hey guys, Adam here. I'm going to go over basically a mock-up of what I do every morning for a pre-market routine, and basically just talk about the importance of it and how it benefits me and how I feel that most people should be using one. If you're not, then just the value that I get out of it personally. So um, uh, first off here, let's go ahead and talk about the S&P today. Right out of the gate this morning, you can see that the S&P has in fact pushed higher. It's retesting its all-time highs, and as the market was opening up here, we has already started to push down here. I opened up the trading room this morning about 6 o'clock in the morning, Pacific Standard Time. So at that time, the market was trading down here near the lows. At that time, I was talking about basically my plan for the day, and I do this every morning pre-market for the members in the live trading room. I talk about price levels that I'm looking for on a swing chart. On this example here, we have a 15-minute chart. Sometimes they're a 15-minute chart, sometimes they're a 5-minute chart, hourly chart. Wherever we find the major levels, sometimes it's a 4-hour chart. Wherever we find the significant levels that we feel that we could trade to that day, and then we'll move over to some type of a tick chart to actually enter and exit each position. So on this particular example, let's go ahead and look at this 15-minute chart here. As we were trading down near these lows here during the beginning of our pre-market analysis, I told everybody, let's look left. Let's take a look at what we could see here. We knew what we had down below. We have an obvious low to high. Everybody can see this swing, and if you were to draw a fib on that, you can see a couple pullbacks. You have the 50s, the 38% right in here, and then the 61.8. The reason you see this gray box at the 38%, let's just go ahead and look out just a little bit further to see why. That happened to be last Wednesday's high. I found that to be significant. Of all the price levels here on this pullback, actually to the upside, on this pullback that we were getting, that would be the first area I could see that the market pulling back to unless it bounced. So if it continued to pull on back, we were going to look to try to find buy opportunities down in that level first. Found that was probably the most significant. After that, if they would have failed, obviously we would have been looking a little bit lower, more towards the 50s, which had Fridays had a nice little low here on Friday. So we had them price levels set up well in advance. But to the upside, we're like, well, what happens if this pushes up? What do we plan on doing? Where are our levels that we're looking to get short? And that was pretty easily defined. We just looked left. We found these three lows. We marked them up in the pre-market here at 1804. We marked them up at 1806, and 1808 was the final. Which was this previous overnight low that we're looking at here. Now, as you see here, we have a high to low. This is where we were talking at. There's obviously a Fibonacci here. Now, just like this fib here that we have, this one has significance too, because guess what? The 38% was in line with the previous swing low here. The 50% was in line with the next swing low. And then the 618, which is kind of the golden ratio, the stop button in my trading when it comes to Fibonacci. That's kind of like the last threshold. So if the 618 breaks, I pretty well cut off any orders, and I call it a break in direction, and I start looking the opposite way. But anyways, and that happened to come in at 1808 here. So as the market opened up today, you can pretty well assured we were keeping an eye on them levels. As it started to push up, let's go here to a smaller time frame. This is simply a 618, 618 tick chart. As we first pushed up here, I wasn't able to get short on at the first level here. It was an extension here. We started to trade. I didn't yet get in the order. We started to pop our way up. As we traded higher, what would we look for? We looked for our next level, which came in right here. I did not get a fill on this first entry, as you see right here. Did not get a fill here, guys. Let me just mark up our area here so you guys can see it coming across here. This is the area that we were talking about. Now on a longer time frame, and I said we use a smaller time frame for our entries and exits. Just zoom right over here. I did not get a fill whenever it was right here. It touched our fill exactly to the tick, pushed on down, came back up, got a fill this time, in the direction of the trend, in the direction of the longer trend, using that resistance and the 50% fib as our entry. Started to trade down, traded down enough to get me a free trade. I drove my stop on down, got me a free trade as we were breaking these lows. Once we started to break the lows, I drove my stop down to my entry. Did not get down to the lows, wasn't able to go ahead and breach the lows for our push that we were looking for initially in the on the 15-minute chart. So this market ended up turning around, giving me a free trade, and started chopping around again. But what happened when we got a free trade here? Did I say, oh no, we're trading back to the upside? Nope. I simply looked over here to my reference. I said, all right, guys, what's the next area? We're still in a downtrend here until we can break this 618 and break this resistance. Remember, 1808 is what I'm looking for. As it came up here, I shorted. We got short 1808 as we started to push down. Actually, I got short at 1807.50. Started to push down, came back up, gave us a little bit of heat, actually a tick away. We're only risking 4 ticks on this, believe it or not, guys. Only 4 ticks. We're risking a point very, very small for this type of trading, and off to the races we went. For a nice profit, was able to come down, take profits down at these lows, and mark up, hey, we got another good position here. Some guys were getting scratched out of this a little bit as they were taking heat. Some guys were taking profits as they were pulling back. But there's several ways that we talk about getting in and out of these markets. But for the sake of this video, I'm talking about the importance of having that pre-market routine, having that plan before you get into it. So we didn't start impulse buying in here. As this thing started to break highs, I didn't start impulse buying on these pullbacks. As we broke these highs here, I didn't start impulse buying on these pullbacks because I had a plan and I used a longer time frame, multi-time frame analysis to actually set up my rules. Obviously, I had multi-levels here to the upside and then also more to the downside. So if the market was to start trading down, I was ready to find that level and start to see if I could buy it back up by using a smaller time frame. And the same goes to the upside. As we started to push up here, we knew the price levels that we wanted to short. Our goal and our job was simply just to wait. Just be patient enough to wait and have the discipline to wait for our price levels to set up. That's going to help you in several ways. A lot of individuals come to my trading room as over traders. So by setting up this plan basically in the morning, it makes us stick to it. So we can't just start trading the right edge of the screen and start counting every tick up and every tick down and then taking a whole bunch of trades. This will also cut down on your excess trading and make you a little bit more of a patient trader, more of a disciplined trader, and in the long haul, definitely a more consistent trader. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Basically, I'm just trying to reiterate exactly what I do in the pre-market routine and show how I came up with a plan. This is just today. I do this every single day, guys, in multiple markets. This happens to be just the S&P. So if you want to see me do this live, you need to cut down on your trades or get a little more patient or disciplined in your trading to build some consistency. Come by and take a trial. We offer a trial in our trading room, and if you like me, you can stay with me for the long haul. And you'll see me do this live, in real time, trading my own, trading live myself. So if you have any questions, come by directiontrader.com and take a trial and get to know me, and we'll see if we can get something to work out here. So that's it for today, guys. You have a good one. Hope you enjoy this video.